Welcome to the official Kreedz Climbing tutorial map. I am Soulfather, the executive producer and lead level designer, and I'm here to help you learn the standard disciplines of the game. In each room you will see these cute floating blue bubbles. Press the Use key while facing them to listen to a tutorial for that specific room or stage. If a room seems impossible to complete, hit the bubble again and really listen closely to the things I say. Your next bubble is close to the start timer in this room. Press it to find out how our timer system works. I wish you the best of luck and a lot of fun on your way to setting world record times on our awesome Kreedz climbing courses. Kreedz Climbing has a unique climb timer system. It keeps track of your elapsed time as you take the challenge of any course in the game. Next to this bubble is a typical start timer. At the end of the entire course of all disciplines, you will find the stop timer. Simply press the Use key while facing the button to start or stop the timer. Keep in mind though, you do not have to use the timers unless you want to see how fast you can manage each course. This entire map is a single course. If you can manage the whole thing in one run, you're probably a natural talent for the game. Learning the duck. This is a basic part of the jumping discipline. Here you will learn two things. First is jumping up to a 63-unit high block which requires a special duck jump. 3 keys need to be pressed simultaneously to perform a duck jump. The duck, jump, and forward keys. Right, reaching the first block in this room should be easy. The second thing you will learn is the regular forward jump, which may or may not require a duck at the end of your flight time, depending on how high the next jump is. Once you're on the first block, face the next highest one. Run forwards and then simply jump. Once you've pressed the jump key, it is imperative that you let go of the forwards key while you fly through the air. Now make your way to the door at the top of the room. Learning to jump. This room is just like the first, but we will practice our jump accuracy now. Jump to the lowest block you see in the water and face towards the next highest one. Back up using the duck or walk keys for control of movement. Looking down will make it easier to position yourself. You will notice how you can take up a position partially off the back end of the block. This also applies to the front of the block too, so you will be attempting to jump just after the last pixel. Use the full space of the block to gain as much speed as you possibly can and then jump. And don't forget to let go of the forwards key and press duck, if necessary, before you land. If you follow these directions to the T, the jumps will not be hard for you. Block positioning is everything in this game, especially on the smaller ones. Now make your way to the end of the tunnel and don't give up. Learning the surf. Time for some fun. A surf is a sharply angled block that you can slide on. To surf, use only the left or right strafe keys and steer yourself with mouse look. Never use the forward, back, or duck keys on a surf. If the surf is on your left, hold the left strafe key to stay on it. Respectively, a surf block on your right requires the right strafe key. Looking down the surf will speed you up, and looking up the surf will slow you down. Now simply run off the edge in front of you without jumping, and in ski or snowboard style, surf your way through the 3 gates. If you pass all 3 correctly, the door at the bottom will open. Entering it will release some special Kreedz climbing magic that will take you back to the lobby. If you don't make it, there's another teleporter to take you back to the top for another attempt. Go, go, go! Learning head blockers. Head blockers are mean little things that require the absolute best of timing. As you learned in the Learning to Jump room, using the last pixel of the block to jump from is of utmost importance, especially on head blockers. It is easiest to do this with jump also bound to the mouse wheel up or down. Now run forward off the first block and try to jump and duck at the same time, but as late as possible. If you fail, it's most likely because you're jumping too soon. It is not easy and may take some time to understand just how late you actually have to jump. Imagine your head must be clear of the ceiling before jumping. If you make all 3 platforms, you'll be sent back to the lobby. Learning the strafe. Strafing, or even multi-strafing, is without a doubt the most important thing to master in Kreedz Climbing. This room's gravity is pretty low. With low gravity, it's easier to understand how a strafe works. With each section of this room, the gravity will get closer to the game's standard. A good tip to help you learn this quicker is to set your mouse sensitivity to a low number like 3 or 4. When you get onto the first block, look for the red arrows. They show you the required flight path to make this jump. Run forward along the arrow and jump while letting go of forwards. Press your right strafe key at the same time and slowly turn your mouse gradually along the flight path as if you're steering yourself in a car around a corner. Ready to take on all of our easy maps. This is, however, not the end of your training. Learning long jumps. Long jumps are a very difficult concept for a new player in the game to understand. Long jumps are jumps that require multiple air strafes, or multi-strafes, to complete. Get on the block with the 215 units. This jump can actually be done with no strafes at all, but the timing of the jump must be absolutely perfect. Make it easier to reach the other side by adding a single strafe, which gives us more distance by gaining airspeed. To do this, start at the back of the block and run towards the front edge, and shortly before the end, begin to turn your mouse to the left or the right at the moment you need to jump, then let go of the forward key. Perform a strafe in a long, smooth bow to reach the other side. Smooth is the key word here. The mouse movement for this is very slight. This will take some practice, so be prepared to fail multiple times. Long jumping will take more practice than anything else in the game. However, it's rarely required to complete a course. If you do it right, you will make it. A duck at the last second before landing is always a requirement in long jumping. Learning the bungee. The elastic bungee has two types, free and limited. The limited bungee rope requires special bungee targets to attach to. The bar above this pit is one of those bungee targets. Bungees have different lengths and slack speeds which control how fast the slack pulls in or lets out when using the jump and duck keys respectively. Your secondary fire key will shoot the bungee at the target, and pressing E will cut the connection. Run towards the edge of the pit and jump. Look up at the bungee target and press secondary fire to attach it. You will begin to swing downwards and then back up. Press the E key when you find yourself higher than the platform on the other side, and land there safely to complete stage 1 of the bungee tutorial. Learning flares. Flare shooting is self-explanatory. First thing is to locate and recognize a flare target. Second thing is to realize that in any of our maps or courses, an area that seems as if there's nowhere to go, you might have to look for a flare target to open a door or make some bungee targets appear. In this case, we're going to be using flare targets to make glass walls or floors disappear. Defaulted to G. Use the flare button to shoot a flare at a flare target in each stage of this course. At the end, you will auto-magically be transferred to the line by simply crossing the line on the floor. Learning raceways. Raceways are easy. These courses push you along the ground, allowing you to concentrate only on using your WASD, jump, and duck keys to avoid obstacles. To speed up in a raceway, you simply press forwards, and to slow down, you press backwards. Move left and right, jump, or duck to avoid anything in your way. In a common raceway like this, it is impossible to strafe jump or b-hop, but we do have variations of this where b-hopping is possible. You can reach incredible speeds on a b-hop raceway. This particular course covers the simple raceway. Solving this final course means you have come very far and also means that you have found the end of the Kreedz Climbing tutorial. As the executive producer of the game, and on behalf of the ObsessionSoft team, we hope you enjoy this non-violent movement skill-based game. Thank you for downloading. See ya on the servers.
I know you've been there. Don't tell me you haven't. You've been down that road many times and didn't plan. I know we had our differences, but that's just how life is. Like that one time when everyone was chilling at your place, I wasn't even invited. Even Melissa, man, she got way too excited. She was a freak that night and got so pissed off we almost ended up in a fight, yup. I got out of high school, went over to Mike's room, put on some show tunes, just like he always do. Tom Jones singing about a bomb. We heard a knock at the door, but it was only his mom. He just couldn't even keep it low. And at the end of the day, the poor dude, he had nothing to show. But that's nothing you should know. Mike was pretty cool and sensitive. Not a sin in the world that he would give. My favorite of all, and he wasn't even tall. We even had the same girl last fall. Yeah, rhyme for them all. Ooh, that body had a serious case of a baby call. She was so cute, man, I really adored her. Man, her spray tags down in the corner. Then that other dude ended the picture. Don't you remember that big motherfucker?
Shift your us from a night of drinks. Many sleeping doctors lay around here.
I know you've been there. Don't tell me you haven't. You've been down that road many times and didn't plan it. I know we had our differences, but that's just how life is. Like that one time when everyone was chilling at your place. I wasn't even invited. Even Melissa, man, she got way too excited. She was a freak that night and got so pissed off we almost ended up in a fight. Yup. I got out of high school, went over to Mike's room, put on some show tunes, just like he always do. Tom Jones singing about a bomb. We heard a knock at the door, but it was only his mom. He just couldn't even keep it low. And at the end of the day, the poor dude, he had nothing to show. But that's nothing you should know. Mike was pretty cool and sensitive. Not a cent in the world that he wouldn't give. My favorite of all, and he wasn't even tall. We even had the same girl last fall. Yeah, the blonde from the mall. Ooh, that body had a serious case of the mating call. She was so cute, man, I really adored her. Man, her spraying tags down at the corner. Then that other dude entered the picture. Don't you remember that big motherfucker that tried to hit you?
We are the city kids.
Making money in his biz. Making $1 million on your crib. Oh yeah.
We are the city kids.
Making money in this biz. Making $1 million on your crib. I remember how you were so crazy. And also that you were so damn lazy. Driving the teacher straight up the wall. Stealing that poor kid's milk money right out in the hall. But who cares, man? Right now, we're so much older. No more walking around with a big-ass chip on our shoulder. Yep, I'm really glad that it's over. Let's go inside, man. It's starting to get colder.
We are the city kids.